On today's show, we will be learning about educational opportunities at the University of Memphis, located here in Memphis, Tennessee. For high school students, making your college selection can be overwhelming. There are so many options and so many things to consider. I have invited Mr. Mizell, Interim Assistant Director of Recruitment and Orientation from the University of Memphis, to come and talk to us about how to become a true Blue Tiger. The University of Memphis, driven by doing. I would like to welcome to the set Mr. Mizell. Mr. Mizell, can you tell the kids and parents your role at the University of Memphis?
Mizell. I am the Interim Assistant Director of the Recruitment and Orientation Office here at the University of Memphis. So my job is to primarily go out and speak to high school students, not only in the Memphis community, but across the country. We have a great staff that just goes out and tells people about coming to the University of Memphis. So that's what we do in the Recruitment and Orientation Office.
Now, making decisions about college can be overwhelming, and I think the parents and students need to know there are great opportunities like the University of Memphis right here in our own community.
I think the biggest thing I try to stress to students is just don't overwork yourself. There's a lot of colleges out there. There are a lot of two-year schools, but I feel like so many students in your generation just overhype the college process. They put too much into it. So sometimes you have to take a step back and just kind of think, what is the best for me? What is the best for me as my looking towards my future? And don't get caught up in what mom wants you to do or dad wants you to do, or even your generation is what your friends are doing. What are they posting? Just go what you want to do. And here at the University of Memphis, the thing that we offer you is I call it touch points. Like, you've been a local student, you're able to come and visit and talk to people and learn more about the campus than you would be able to do if you're looking at, let's say, a USC or a school across the country. So just use advantage of the touch points here. But I guess to kind of go back to your original question is just, don't overwork yourself. Don't overhype it. Just take a step back, look at the schools, and try to figure out what's best for you.
Great. Now, what is unique about the University of Memphis?
I think our motto is driven by doing. We have a very phenomenal president that's been there these last few years. We have a great staff, administration, and what we do is we put students in that real world atmosphere to help you not only get a college experience, but you get internships, you get hands-on training while you are in school. At the end of the day, you're going to college to get a job. And what we do is we give you a good experience, but while we're doing that, you're involved in the community and you're meeting people and you're just getting connected with only the school, but also the university and the entire city of Memphis.
Yeah. So what are some of the students' favorite things to do?
I think on campus, some of the hot topics are getting involved. We have over 250 student organizations to get involved in. You can create your own if you want one. Of course, the sporting events, basketball, then football. Just involvement's probably the best thing that students want to do. Eating on campus is also a huge thing, but I would say 9 times out of 10 you ask students what they're doing, they're getting plugged in. And we're not saying like every kid's going to go and be the president of their fraternity, but just getting involved some way, somehow, whether it be research or the library, is just getting connected to campus.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, the admissions process. Tell us about that.
At Memphis, we offer a very competitive admissions process, so we don't have, guaranteed set numbers. It's a holistic view. So we're looking at your ACT, we're looking at your GPA, we're looking at your involvement in high school, we're looking at what classes you took in high school. We look at everything, and then we want to make sure that you are a good fit for our university. We want to make sure that you can come there, you can do the work, you can get involved, you can graduate here in 4 years. So students always come to me and like, what does it take to get into Memphis? And I kind of say, I don't know. They're like, what do you mean you don't know? You work for the school. But I don't know your story. I don't know what you have done when you walk up to me and say, I want to go to Memphis. That's great, but what does your resume look like? What do your grades look like? What does your involvement look like? What does your conduct look like? So I can't give you that you will get in. It's like, hey, you bring me your information. Our admissions process, our admissions committee will look over everything, and then they will make the decision to see if you're a good fit for our freshman class.
Gotcha. Now, what are some of the most popular majors?
Memphis has a wide variety of degree programs. You have, I mean, across the country, though, you have the buzzwords of nursing, you have the buzzwords of engineering and business, but you also have sociology, you have anthropology, you have art, you have journalism. And so I really tell students is what you are passionate about and where you see your talents taking you and what could be a popular major. But some of our larger departments, of course, at the College of Arts and Sciences, the business college is growing always, it seems like. So just it's a lot of different programs, but it's really about you getting connected to the right program on campus.
Okay, cool. So what if you don't know what you want to major in or what you want to get started with? What do you do?
That's probably I would say a changing landscape, not just at Memphis but across the country. A lot of schools are getting rid of the undecided major because historically the numbers have shown that if a student comes in undecided, they might take longer to graduate.
Right, yeah.
And so colleges are now doing what is called academic focus. And so you come in and say, hey, I'm good in math. So you'd be like academic focus, math and sciences. And so they're trying to put you in those classes to kind of see if that's really what you want to do. But I really lean heavily on this generation that there's really no reason to come to college undecided. I'm kind of biased, but with the YouTube and the TED Talks and the social media, you guys more than ever have so much knowledge in your hand to help you figure out and get a gauge of what you want to major. And so I'm kind of biased, but I feel like any kid should come to college with something because it comes a point where you have to start doing what you need to do and not what you want to do. And you need to sit down right now and just start looking and following the right people and get an interest if who do you want to be when you grow up. But on a college campus, we do support students that, change their major or, but so we have career services is a good job with like job shadowing. They do mock interviews. The academic advisors talking you through things. So there are a lot of benchmarks to help you go through that process if you are changing your major or you're just really torn about what you want to do when you go to college.
Got you. Now, are there programs or opportunities for students to go to study abroad or study outside the country?
Study abroad is a huge thing. Usually, most students do it beginning their sophomore year. A lot of different countries you can go to. We also offer scholarship opportunities for that. Sometimes it could be a 4-week program, a 2-week program, but a lot of students sometimes do, a full semester. We also have domestic, quote-unquote, study abroad. We're actually able to go and study at another university for a semester or for a year, depending on your major. But we stress the students to get out there and feel that other experience in different cultures, then bring that back to the University of Memphis.
Now, I've heard a little bit about the Tennessee Promise Scholarship Program and the Hope Scholarship Program. Can you talk about them?
Well, the Tennessee Hope Scholarship is it's called the Tennessee Hope Lottery Scholarship, in which they get to have a 3.0 GPA. Or a 21 on your ACT, but you have to make sure you go to those websites and read that information because it also looks at, depending on your weighted GP or your unweighted, if you're homeschooled or not homeschooled. So I stress to all people to always do your follow-up and go to those home websites to see the exact details. And also for the Tennessee Promise, it's a great scholarship, but it's reserved for, the 2-year community colleges.
Yeah.
Some 4-year schools offer 2-year programs that accept it. It's a very limited number. We at Memphis don't accept the Tennessee Promise, but we have a lot of students that are doing Tennessee Promise at Southwest, and they're transferring to Memphis this upcoming fall. But I really push students heavily to go to those particular websites to get that actual information because it's always changing, and every fiscal year they're changing maybe some requirements or maybe some fine-tuning of it.
Cool. Now, what do you think some of the advantages of going to college in town versus out of town?
Connections. Connections. Okay. I mean, connections, networking, relationships you already have. The sad thing is, I'm from Memphis. I went to White Station. You always hear that I'm trying to get out of Memphis. I don't want to be here. But a lot of times as a high school student, you don't know what's going on that 4-block radius on our campus. And when you step foot on that campus, it's a different world.
Yeah.
But you still have those ties and those connections when it comes to, you being able to look at internships, you looking for an on-campus job. And that's very impeccable these days. The college landscape has changed, and it is not all about what the name is on your degree. It's about what you've done while you were in school and how you're going to put yourself to be successful when you graduate. So I think one of the biggest advantages is the network and connections you have, because I'm very biased to Memphis, but I'm very passionate that you won't find another university that has the same relationship with the metropolitan city that it's in. Memphis loves the U of M, and U of M loves Memphis. So we interconnect so well, and that's hard to find because you have a lot of students that go to college towns or go to other schools in other cities where their relationship's not there, and we have a very good relationship with Memphis.
Great.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the community involvement. What opportunities are offered in the surrounding community for students to get involved in?
I mean, you look at Memphis, in those 250 organizations, you have those, they have called service on Saturdays, in which they call all the students on Saturdays to go across the city of Memphis to do volunteer work. A new thing that our SLI office, the Student Leadership Involvement Office, is using, it's called Volunteer Odyssey. It's kind of like a hub for volunteer opportunities around the city of Memphis. Quick plug, you should probably get them on your show. But it's a great thing for high school students and college students to just get involved in the city of Memphis. You have the ability for service hours. Some of those scholarships are requiring you to do service hours. And so our Student Leadership and Involvement Office is a great job of making sure across the gamut students know how to get involved, and they need service hours, they're able to do that.
Cool. Well, Ms. Mizell, it's been a pleasure having you on the show today.
No problem. Thank you.
I'm sure there are many students and parents out there that are excited about learning opportunities about the University of Memphis.
Yeah, and I hope that means you'll come visit. I mean, at the end of the day, we stress our local students to come and get involved, get connected, and just see what the U of M has for you, because the University of Memphis, like I said, is one of the rare schools in the country with the academic, the internship, and the involvement piece you'll get on campus.
Awesome.